Yo, my people, welcome back to the channel. Yeah, man, what a game last night. It was an emotional roller coaster, and it was a typical Arsenal performance. They always take us on a journey, and it was just one of them games where we shot ourselves in our foot and potentially made hard work of the game. It didn't need to be that because, like I said in my preview, Olympiacos ain't got nothing really to offer. Very, very average, and we just made hard work of a game that should have really been light work, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, let's get into it, man. The lineup now. I wasn't really unhappy with the lineup. I wasn't mad. It was kind of what I expected. Couple surprises was Bellerin coming back in. I thought we kind of saw the last of him, to be honest, with Cedric playing so well and then Chambers having his little performance on Saturday. I thought that was the last of him, man. But no, Bellerin came back in. He brought Gabriel back in, which again, that was a toss-up between Gabriel and Murray. I thought Murray's been playing well, to be honest, but he decided to go Gabriel. Again, I'm not mad with that because I want to see Gabriel in the team going forward anyway. So I'm not disappointed with that. And other than that, it was just as is. Willian started again, and everything was pretty much the same as Burnley. Just those couple changes, and we started the game really well. Really well, man. We took the game to them. We were dominating the ball, moving it around nicely. A few sloppy moments, floppy passes and stuff, but other than that, we were onto them, creating chances. Odegaard had a chance earlier on, cut back from Tierney, I think it was, and he kind of sliced his chance. That was a big opportunity to take the lead. After that, Aubameyang had a chance, the header, across it from Bellerin actually. Bellerin crossed it in. Alba got his head on it. Took a deflection off of Socrates, and the goalie made a great save, pushed it onto the bar. But this was kind of the theme, and that kind of set the tone for the game, man. We was onto them, dominating the ball, knocking it around neatly, and they weren't really creating anything. They never really looked a threat. I wasn't worried about them ever breaking and scoring, and the game just it was going on, and we were dominating the ball, moving it around. Their only chances really came from, in the first half, us giving the ball away sloppy. Like, we had good possession of the ball, and then on a couple of occasions, Odegaard, who kind of started the game very, very sloppy. Like, he showed moments on the ball where he had the ball and was good in possession, but then other moments where he was just taking a few too many touches and just giving the ball away. There was one chance where he gave it to them literally on the edge of our 18-yard box, but they didn't punish us. And then another opportunity that they got from David Luiz, when I think Leonard's played the ball out to him. He's took a touch back inside into his own box and tried to then pass it infield to Partey. Ball got cut out, and they literally had an open goal to just bend it in, but the guy hit it over. So that was their two big chances in the first half that they had. Other than that, they weren't really creating anything, man. We were dominating the ball, and yeah, we managed to break the deadlock. Odegaard on, I think it was on like the 34th minute or something, he picked it up outside the box, and it was just a individual moment of brilliance actually. He just clapped the ball and it just went straight in the middle of the goal, but he hit it with a lot of power, man. So the goalie, I think a better goalie saves it, innit? A better goalie saves it, but it was a great strike, and it was a well-deserved goal for him, because even though he started the game sloppy, I think he started to grow into the game as the game was going on, and he put in an impressive performance last night actually. I think he was probably, him and Gabriel, one of our man of the matches. And yeah, it was a good performance. He was one that really took the game by the scruff of the neck last night. Everything positive that we was doing was going through Odegaard. He was getting really, really involved in the game, which is something I wanted to see from him against Burnley. He didn't do it the other day against Burnley. I think he kind of let the game pass him by, but this game, he really, really wanted to stamp his mark on it, and he did that. And this goal was a good goal for him, and I think it will do well for his confidence as well, man. I hope he can kick on from this now and just go on to the next level in terms of regular, consistent performances, and just being that real number 10 creative player that we need, man. Because I think that will only spur Smith Rowe on, and that will only help the team. So we're only going to benefit from that. So yeah, now that first half, I thought we were in real control, got the goal, that away goal, and we were in control of it, man. And like I said, the only way that they were ever going to score was by us giving them a chance or any kind of opportunity. We were in real control, and there was no worries going in at half time. Second half now, we came out, again, we were moving the ball around quite well, and dominating the possession and stuff, creating a few little chances and that. And then the first shock of the game, I think one of the mistakes that Arteta made was on 55 minutes he brought off Partey, and it was a scratch your head moment, because it was one of the ones where Partey wasn't having his best game, if I'm being honest. Even though him at his best, not at his best, is still better than a lot of man on the pitch anyway. So even though, but because he's set his standards, we know the levels that he can play to, and he even said it in his interview the other day that Arsenal fans haven't seen the best of him yet, but against Man United and Wolves, that's kind of his levels, and he showed us what he can do. So even though he wasn't having the best game yesterday, kind of giving the ball away in sloppy areas, taking a bit too long, getting a bit too complacent on the ball sometimes, but he was winning it back. So he had a few interceptions, and he's I was keeping our play ticking over. So when Arteta brought him off in 55 minutes, I was very, very surprised, because I know he's probably got one eye on the North London derby on Sunday, and I know Partey's injury record hasn't been great either, so that was probably another reason. But it didn't really make sense to me, because the game wasn't won at 1-0, even though we were comfortable in possession and stuff and comfortable in the game. The game wasn't over, so to bring off Partey at 55 minutes, I think that gave them a little boost as well, because it gave them the impetus to then push on, because there was no real presence in that midfield now. So as soon as he went off, we brought on Ceballos. Lo and behold, about 5 minutes or so after Ceballos come on, he's up to his old tricks again. You know, he done it in the last leg against Benfica, where he gave away a goal. This time, I wouldn't really say it was his fault. I think there was three mistakes for this goal, 3 real reasons why this goal went in. The first one, like I just went through already, with Partey coming off, bringing Ceballos on initially. I think that was the first mistake, so that's down to Arteta. The second mistake was Bernd Leno. I think in that instance, even though we're a team that want to play from the back and build from the back and start our attacks from our goalkeeper, I think in that instance, Bernd Leno's got to use his judgment, and he's got to judge the situation and the scenario and know when to go long, when to go short, and when to mix it up. Because the pass, even though he made the pass to Ceballos, the pass wasn't actually on for him to make, because Ceballos had a few men around him, and I don't think he needed to make that pass. It was an easier pass out wide to David Luiz that he could have made, and he opted to go into Ceballos' feet, which probably wasn't the right decision in that situation, and he could have went long, and then we could have squeezed the pitch, but he didn't do that. So he's given it to Ceballos. Ceballos has taken a shocking touch. This was the third mistake. Ceballos' touch, he's turned back into the player that was coming to press him, rather than open up his body and going out down the pitch where there was no Olympiacos players there. He's took his first touch back into the player, tried to be clever, tried to be cute, but he's done it in the wrong areas. Lo and behold, he's been caught in possession again. He's given it to, I can't remember the guy's name, El Azari or something like that. He's their striker, top goal scorer, and it was a nice finish from him. He's nicked it off Ceballos, took a touch, and then managed to bend it into the open goal. Leno kind of got back, but yeah, he didn't really have a chance in saving that. And that's how they got their goal, man. And after they got their goal, for the next kind of 15 minutes or so, 15-20 minutes, they were kind of onto us. Like I said, Partey coming off and them getting that mistake in that goal, that was always coming. That mistaken goal was always coming, and the commentators were talking about it for the whole first half. Any Arsenal fan watching was probably thinking this was coming. It was on the cards, didn't it? So we knew that mistake was coming, that goal was coming, because we were giving them too many opportunities. So so they got their goal and they were on to us for the next 20 minutes, and they probably should have took the lead. They had a great passage of play where they played it out from the back, and then got to our box, and it was some nice 1-2. One-touch football, a couple 1-2s, some interplay with their strikers and midfielders, and it led to them creating a chance for their striker, who went to slide it in the bottom corner, but then Bellerin got a little nick on it, and it went wide. So we got away with that one. Yeah, if they scored that, it's a different game, and it's a different question that they now pose, because it would have been 2-1 to them, and then we would have had to take the game to them even more, which would have created more space. So that was a very, very important block by Bellerin. And it was very, very important that they missed that chance, because that then allowed us to keep it at 1-1 and then resume our control in the game and carry on playing. So yeah, after that goal now, after their little spell that they had, we were creating more chances again, trying to push for this next goal to win the game, because It was 1-1, but it felt like one of them games where Arsenal were going to let it fizzle out, and it was going to end up in being a draw, similar to the Burnley game, very, very similar. Yeah, the game is going on. I thought Arteta did take a bit too long to make his substitutions yesterday, man. I think they could have been made at least 10 minutes earlier, because he waited until about the 82nd minute to start bringing on players. And he brought on Pepe, brought on El Neni, and he brought on... who else did he bring on? I can't remember who else he brought on. But yeah, either way, there was 3 subs he made that could have come on. It's Emil Smith-Rowe. Smith-Rowe come on, that's who it was. And yeah, but the subs did have an impact on the game. And it was Oneni that actually got the goal. Mad. And then he got his goal. So that proved to be a good substitution in the end anyway. But it was Gabriel that got the goal that put us back in the lead. Again, another moment of individual brilliance from Gabriel. It was a corner. Williams crossed it in. And Gabriel has just come running in. Big leap. Got up like a salmon and just headed it into the far corner. Brilliant goal, brilliant moment, and he's really dominant in the air, man. We know Gabriel, we know his aerial strengths. He's scored a few goals for us this season from corners, from set pieces. He's one of our only real threats from a set piece, from a corner. Because other than him getting his head on it, I don't really ever think we're going to score a corner, to be honest with you, because we're just not that team. But yeah, he got his head on it. He got us back in the lead. Massive moment, and that gave us a lift again now. And then we stamped more authority on the game after that. And then. Yeah, a little while after that, a couple of other opportunities. I think Bellerin put a good ball across the box that Emil Smith-Rowe probably should have gotten the end of, or Abba, but none of them did. It went across, literally rolled across the goal line. And then after that, El Neni picked up the ball. And then, yeah, he's running with the ball and there's an open space. And then, I ain't gonna lie to you, as he's gone to hit the ball, I'm there screaming, don't shoot, because I want to sustain the attack. I want to keep the pressure on. I didn't want them to just give the ball back to them on, normally when then he shoots, it's going into row Z. It's going into row Z. I know he's got a strike in him. He's scored a couple of good long range goals for us in the past, but I've never really got faith in him to score a goal because he's not that guy. But yesterday, he had his moment, man. He come on and yeah, he lit the shot from about 35 yards. Goalie again, questionable. Probably should have saved it, even though the way Onini hit it, he kind of cut across it, so the ball was always going into towards the side nettings, but it hit the post and went in. Good strike, and the 3-1 lead that we had, yeah, was good for us, and we ended up winning the game 3-1. I mean, it was a game where if we didn't win that game there, I'd have been very, very disappointed still, because like I said, Olympiacos didn't offer anything. They're not great. Even though they're saying it's half time in the tie, I think the tie is as good as over. I can't see them scoring 2 goals against us in the home leg without us scoring. Yeah, so I think the tie is dead now, and we should be safely through to the next round. Obviously, we don't take nothing for granted. We've got to go there with the right attitude, mentality when they come to the Emirates, and we've got to play the game that we know we can play, and just cut out these mistakes, man, because it's these mistakes that are really, really killing us. They're really killing us, and especially, it's been killing us all season, but in this last 3 games, the Leicester game, that mistake from Xhaka, Burnley game, another mistake from Xhaka, and then in this game today, a mistake from Ceballos. Even before that, the Benfica, Ceballos made a mistake. So these mistakes are really killing us, and it's every game now. And teams will prey on these mistakes, and they will be having that in their team talks, like, keep applying pressure because you know they're going to make mistakes. They'll give you a goal, and that's not really what you want teams to be saying about you. So we got to cut out these mistakes, man, because it's all self-inflicted and we're killing ourselves. So yeah, no, but ultimately, it was a good night. Good. I don't want to seem too moany and too down, because it was a good performance. It was a good match, a good enjoyable match, and the performance overall was good. I liked how we really took the game to them away from home. They don't lose many games, so the fact that we went there and beat them was really, really good. And I think, yeah, man, that should see us through to the next round. And it breeds confidence going into the North London derby on Sunday, which we need. Tottenham got their win as well last night, so it should be an interesting game, man. So it'll be interesting to see what the lineup will be for that game. Yeah, but we move. I'll be doing a preview for the North London derby later on today, so check that one out. Hopefully, I'll get my boy on with me. He's a Spurs fan, so yeah, check me out, man. But yeah, great result for Arsenal. Should be into the next round. First leg done and dusted. But so yeah, nice one. Cool people.